Hey guys, Sunday. That's the day, Sunday. I um, I have to tell you, I just have to admit that this last week, this weather, the rainy weather with the cloudy skies and everything, I really kind of enjoyed it. The cool weather, that is more like what spring was supposed to be, because that's what you're supposed to have that gradual change rather than, boom, it's summer again. But I understand summer's coming back real soon, and it's going to be hot. That ought to be fun, huh? What do you think? Are you ready for some hot weather? I like my cool better, to tell you the truth. I uh, heard once that Carmel, California stayed like 74 degrees all year long or something, and sunny all year long. That was the weather report every day. Something like that. Wouldn't it be nice to live someplace that was constant? I mean, it's great, the seasons and everything, but wouldn't it be nice to live somewhere where it was the eternal springtime or the eternal summer or whatever? You know what I'm saying? I used to think I'd eventually head out to Hawaii and spend some time out there, but then I found out the devil lives out there, or at least one of them. And whenever I say devil, I mean, another one of those angry types, you know, the kind that are part of Mr. Anger, the kind that have issues, which is also known as demons, and they have a need for some type of vengeance, as evidenced by their sadistic displays. And which leads me back to the local devils, which is just another version of the same thing as far as I can tell. Um, but like yesterday, the darn thing was coming flying by very closely again. And, doing that slow drive by. I'm a menacing, out of my mind, psychotic stalker who doesn't know what goodbye means, right? Someone who wants to force you against your will to be with them, which I heard the Black Witch say that they weren't going to be doing that, but yet they still seem to be really interested. And I saw where the Black Witch was um, on there the other day, and they were saying something about how the other person was going is irrelevant or something, and I went and saw later that they were on their little live broadcast saying the same thing, and which I think is, again, anytime I try to tune into them, which I can't, uh, or if I do, I can't stay very long because it's just like something in me is like, get away from it. And since it's being so strong right now, have you noticed an increase in sirens recently? I've noticed a great big huge increase in the amount of emergency vehicles around here in the last couple weeks, and it goes. There's a couple days where it's real quiet, and then there'll be a day when you hear sirens all day long. It seems like fire trucks, like they're trying to get rid of all that heat and put it somewhere. um, yeah, as far as I can tell, that they're. I'm not saying they're crazy. I'm not saying they're an evil, bad person, because some, even if you are crazy, you can have some good intentions. I've known a couple of Capricorns in my time, and there's a reason why a lot of people like them, and the reason is they don't know them. Yes. Good morning. I'm trying to keep it light. Um, that was a joke, wasn't it? um, no, it's whenever I try to listen to them, it sounds to me like they're talking about an alternate personality, their alternate person who is them. Okay, like they have a twin or something, and that they're masculine and or male, and which of course all their bullshit falls apart. It's like they're accusing us of being the feminine or some bullshit like this. Like, yeah, well, why didn't you provide, provider? Oh yeah, they got a line for that too. I understand. I heard them talking shit about that one day for about 2, 3, 4 seconds, and then I was like, nah. See, the thing is, you just can't make up lies to cover everything. That ain't the way it works. You don't have a blood right to say what the story is. You're not even supposed to be involved with me. That's just the way it is. But uh, it always sounds like they're talking about somebody else whenever I see it as them. They are the problem. They're the ones who work the forces. They're the one with the modern woman attitude, which is prostitute. Which it's a prostitute that wants to be served. It's the um, prostitute superiority god or something. It's like they're acting as though they're the son, like they have some intrinsic value, like the energy they give off and bring into the situation has some value, like they have value that can't be replaced somehow. So again, if I it's no, it's just no. That's all it is. It's been the same no for the last 16 years since we said goodbye. Now then they had the cool chick, complication come in there that seemed to be something different, but it all seems to be interconnected, and all of that we've rejected, whatever's connected to it as part of it, is connected along with it. It's guilt by association. It's like, let's say I don't want fleas, right? Well, I'm not going to lay down and sleep with dogs then, right? Nor am I going to lay down and sleep with the people who have been laying down and sleeping with the dogs, who go back and sleep with the dogs and then come over and try to sleep in our... No, they don't work. That's... So, of course, we're going on our own way, having eliminated from us all that was black, replaced it with white, and that which is good. And sky, of course. And we're just today. They made us today without the other. And that's the way it's going to stay. We, of course, have no business or contracts with anything of the darkness, anything that's of magic. Again, if there ever was one, which I know I never made one with them, they broke it. So they ended that. And we're going to continue on up. Without any of them, they're not a part of my team. They're not a part of my family. Again, these words that these people use, team, or family rather, love, all these kinds of weird terms don't mean anything, because I'm not in a relationship with any of these people. None of them. And what they refer to as my quote family unquote, or the people in our business or whatever, I have no contact with any of them. We're not in connection with each other physically. We're not in contact physically. There's no physical communications. In other words, none of it's real, and none of it counts, except for what they've done and what they're going to pay for. And again, it's not. I don't say that with any hatred or a need to see anyone suffer. It's just simply what I feel is a fact. It's just whether it's done all at once or over a period of time. Those damages that were done have to be made up. And that's all we're really concerned about right now, is just making up for the damages and getting back over top of all that stuff that we're supposed to be over top of. And making things the correct size that they're supposed to be. um, again, we haven't been trying hard to fight anybody. Uh, the last many years, ever since we told the evil witch goodbye, which they disrespected as usual. We've been saying goodbye ever since, day in, day out, with the rebuking and renouncing and rejecting. And there was never any conversation. So we're just going to continue up. I praise the good Lord above and all the heavens above and the skies for making me sky and keeping me high and keeping me in a good place. If I'm not in the Father's house, if I step down out of the Father's house for some reason, heaven still keeps me in a good place, covered in good stuff. And I'm made not the sacrifice for any. I'm not the scapegoat for any. I'm not the energy source for any either. Heaven, amen. In the name of the Prince of Peace, the truth and the light, our Father who art in heaven, amen. So yeah, we're going to just continue on that way. And again, to the Black Witch, I have no idea what's going on over there, since they're talking about some other person like they're the problem, but yet still like they're on my team, which I can guarantee you, you're not on my team. Now, you may have spoken to me in the bank that day, and we're friendly, and we spoke as though we were friendly humans conversing about our shared future together, as the objective future changes and so on. But that doesn't mean we're anybody or anything to each other other than enemies. Again, I've not seen a partner in any of that or anything other than hatred. A lot of maneuvering, posturing, positioning, and talking a lot of shit, which none of that will mean anything. And there'll be no court that is going to save you. That's the thing. People talk about courts and stuff, and all they've taken it before this. Yeah, really? What goddamned entity is it that's been judging me? What goddamned court is it that has dang that some dragon should stand over top of me and manage me? Because no, it's not going to be like that. We're not going to do that again. That was just their fantasy. They received their fantasy. They received it for way too long. They extended everything 10 years way past its expiration date. And again, all we're saying is, yeah, okay, well, that has to be paid for. These damages have to be, paid for. All this has to be replaced, reimbursed. The question is are they unwilling or unable, or, because I haven't seen it yet. But I do have high hopes, guys. And again, do I hate the evil Black Witch? No, not at all. Do I think that she needs to be flayed alive 12 times? Well, I don't know exactly what she's guilty of. But again, it's just all those things that were done will be paid for. That's all. I'm very happy to say that I don't have any anger. I don't have any vengeance in me. And I equate vengeance with some, anger, hateful type of thing that goes way past justice. But in this case, of course, justice would be death many times over. But we're not that harsh, are we? Everybody's been counting on that too. Oh, they're forgiving. Yeah, sure are. But that don't mean that you're not going to do your time on the pushing the wheel around, But again, I'm having high hopes about it all. I think things can get better. I feel like I'm getting better. And I want to thank everyone who's helping me to remain healthy and well, and to become better and continue to improve. I pray for you guys. And I hope it helps. And I hope that you get that little extra bit of good cheer to make your day go faster. Thanks again for your well-wishing for the cardiac patient. She seems to be in better spirits and has a can-do attitude, I think. She's getting her medication on time, or pain medication on time, and she's working at it. So she should be up and at 'em for too long, I guess. Thanks again. At the same time, we feel more and more each day convinced that an awful lot of what we've been told is and or can be true. And however, I will say that there have been a couple of attacks that have continued. But again, those are all counted and added up. And here's another part of the little thing. It don't. What you go ahead and think what you want to think, I guess. And it'll be judged later. It says in the Bible, there's a bunch of idiots that think they're doing the Lord's work and actually working against His house. Blah 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 blah. You know what? Those people get slapped upside the head later, and they don't get rewarded for that. They have to pay for the problems that they caused. So I'm not going to worry about it, because it's the same old, same old. And I guess those people, that are like that, well, they signed on for death a long time ago, and they just don't understand how damn bad it can get, how dark it really can be. There's a lot of people out there that think they're just badasses, and they're full of that anger and everything, which makes them feel like, that's right, I'm a powerful being. But whenever they get left alone in the dark and there's nothing there but hate and the other things, they're going to cry like a little, what. Because they really know what love is, and they really want it. They really, but that pride and that anger, again, I will tell you, you should get up every day and say, I renounce anger. I renounce wrath and all that they stand for. And I shall not be a home for them. I shall not be their associate. I shall not help them. And you should say those things in the name of, see what I'm saying? You really should. Because it's an alien that's inhabiting you. If you get angry, if you have anger, if you experience that, it's got a place with you. It's got a home there, even if it's a small home. And depending on how big your temper is how much he's living there with you. I have noticed some changes in the neighborhood. I have noticed that even no matter how cool I become, it does seem like there's, or how insensitive and unaware I become to them and their energies. They've continued to try to, which that's going to be costly to you. If you're working against heaven and what heaven is doing, then they're going to be working against you and what you're doing. If you're trying to lower me while we're trying to raise up, okay, while we're ascending and you're trying to lower us, that's going to come back on you. That's going to come back on you because that's a harmful intention. It's an intention for your reasons, and it's not to help, is it? If you're trying to keep something down, it's not to help them. I'm certainly sure that heaven's going to look at it and go, that's not ours. Why are they messing with ours? And so again, where we're talking about these things, it's just, I don't want to come out and say, listen, if you do this and if you do that, and things are going to be like that, and ABC, and it's black and white, and your head's going to be on the block. I don't want to do that. He gave you free will, supposedly. Then the evil one, with its darkness and anger, wants to sneak in and take your free will from you and make you into a different being, one that serves darkness instead of light, one that gets angry instead of says, well, I'll dismiss that. I rebuke that in the name of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you like yourself at all, rebuke your anger, rebuke wrath, renounce it, repudiate it. Ask for help to be rid of it. Hold on. Okay, well, that was a morning ramble for you. That was a visitation. You call that flow. You say, we was channeling, or whatever you like, because it's just a spirit. It's the good spirit, though. It's the one that I entreat every day. That's right. For your vocabulary lesson for the day, the word for the day is entreat. 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 I'm smiling. Yes, I am. And I hope you are too. Because if you know me, you know the kind of world that I'd live in. You know the world that I'll be building, or the world that'll be built from and through me, for me. Right? It won't contain anger, because anger is not a part of me. I have no wrath in me. I can't say there's no darkness with me, because I'm not exactly sure what all darkness is. I know wrath is, but I don't have that with me. I'd say that's probably like the ruler and gang leader, in all of what is the dark gang, the fortress, the kingdom of darkness, rather. And heaven defeats that for me, Their plans are all defeated, and all their mechanisms and traps and all, they plan to harm me or slow me down or keep me down or anything against me. All those things are defeated by heaven, especially wrath. They do it for me. I don't have to do it. See, that's the thing. Am I a big, powerful guy? Well, that's why they always are trying these people, the prophetic word people, who basically a bunch of tarot readers, I think. You got a couple of them that seems like, yeah, they're pretty darn iffy. And then there's a couple tarot readers. It's like, yeah, you're not even a tarot reader, are you? It's hilarious. Yeah, that's right. We're going to be of good cheer. And we're going to fly. And we're going to fly high. And we're never going to die. Because we're a free bird. Did somebody say, come in here, dear boy, have a cigar? You're going to go for it? If they did, it must have been someone on the sky. It must have been our Father in the sky. Yeah, I wake up often from my dreams and daydreams, I guess, happy and gleeful, knowing that the sky has accepted me and they took me. The sky took me from my head down to my toes. This is another triumph of the skies. And I'm happy. I'm so happy about it. I get so happy thinking about the sky and the blue and the cool. And I'm so addicted to the cool. Cool Chick was right. She said, well, it's really addictive. And I was like, you think? Because I'm thinking, you took my cool at some point. Bitch, give it back. Don't make me beat it out of you. I want to be nicer than that. Oh. See, I don't want to have to do to these what they've done to me. I don't think they can take it, just like they said. And I don't think it's going to get out of them what they got out of me. I think it'd be better just to sit them onto the wheel. Push that wheel around. That's me being facetious. Because if it's up to me, I will imagine a scenario in which, well, maybe not all people are happy, but at least they're not all dead. There's not a whole bunch of them that had to die. That goes back to that whole Big Blue character, which, yeah, there is this thing about saving people from death. Wouldn't that be nice if we could save them from death? But there's a few of these that, to me, it's like, well, how can you save Lex Luthor from being Lex Luthor, right? How can you save them from their demise? And that's what they put in the movie for my enemy. That's the future for my enemy. That's why I come on there next day, and because they've been talking about it for a while. It's happening, and I said the enemy's found out. They can't hide what they've done. They can't hide who they are. They can't mount a consensus against me with anybody because they're found out for what they are, like Lex Luthor. Not only are they lying and evil to the bone, but they've also broken a whole bunch of laws that they can be prosecuted for. Probably in the Harry Potter court of blackness or something. I don't know, but somewhere. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that too. It's like, what wouldn't I be grateful for that isn't what has been for the last couple decades? Every change, every alleviation of the pressures and the weight and the darkness and the damned and the dead and the continuous, grabbing at our energies and all that stuff. With every little piece of that we're released from, we're feeling better. And I'm very glad of it. Very grateful. Again, thank you so much for all your love, all your support, for your loyalty. Thank you very much for that. There's nothing like that. That's the kind of thing that it gets paid back again and again and again and again forever. God bless you. God love you. Heaven love you. And heaven take care of you for me. We'll talk again soon.